Hello, this is Kaki Lee, and welcome to the Abundant Goddess Show, where I'll be sharing daily, bite sized pearls of wisdom I've picked up along my life journey that has allowed me to embrace and unleash my inner abundant goddess. And that's exactly what I want for you, to embrace and unleash your inner abundant goddess. I love talking about anything and everything to do with life, but I especially love talking about money, mindset, and energy, which is the main focus here. If you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe to my show so you don't miss out on your daily dose of wisdom from myself. And also follow me and let me know what you think on Facebook and Instagram at Abundance with Kaki Lee. Now let's get into it. Welcome to the Abundant Goddess Show. Today's pearl of wisdom is break your money habits. Over the weekend, I had a little mini getaway by myself where I did a social detox from social media and also social physically. So from my husband, from my kids, I was on my own. And I spent 38 hours, not 48, which I was hoping for, but it was really good. I feel really recharged and really refreshed. But what I've discovered is that I have certain patterns that I need, habits that I needed to break because I spent so much time, well, not so much time, but I spent time with myself and I did a lot of journaling, a lot of like quiet time, and a lot of really feeling, being, just being, right? And what I found, one of the habits that I have is that I have a tendency to want to do things all the time. Now, I know that I have this habit and I have been working on it, but it's still something that it's still a work in progress for me because I do get addicted to working. I do get addicted to doing stuff. So then I put like all these things on my to-do list, which sometimes aren't really necessary things that I need to do, but because I'm like, oh, I need to do stuff. So I just put it on my list. And what I wanted to then talk about now is breaking your money habits, because we all have certain things, certain quirks that certain habits we have that is very ingrained within us. And one of the things is how we interact with money. Now, for me, one of the things that I've had to work through is making lots of money and then losing a lot of money. And that's come with this realization that I was replaying ancestral trauma, where my family background is that my grandparents were very, very rich, but they lost it all, right? So I play this pattern where I make a whole heap of money and then I just lose it all. And then it kind of happens right over time. And so I went, oh, okay. So I worked on it and now I'm like, okay, is this detachment from money? Right, which is what I wrote about in Prosperity Codes, is where I nearly lost everything. And it made me realize that I was attached to money and I needed to detach myself from the stories and the habits associated with it. Right, a lot of times it wasn't anything that I was doing in particular. Maybe there were certain actions, but also it kind of all was synchronistic. Just like when things all come together and it all works, a lot of times it's all very synchronistic, just like my multi-author book. Now, so what I want to talk about is when you break habits, sometimes it's not just about breaking your spending habits, it's also breaking the habits that you have inherited, maybe unknowingly from your ancestors or from your upbringing or from people around you, right? So, for example, maybe you don't need to buy a bag every month, a new handbag. I'm talking about luxury handbag, right? But you do it because it's a habit. You're addicted to buying a new handbag every month. Now, what we need to do is kind of take a step back and go, am I doing this for my own pleasure? Am I doing this because I love new handbags and it makes me really happy and I can afford it and all the other factors, right? Or am I doing it because it's just something I do? I can't actually afford it. And then I feel guilty every single time after I buy it. So, what what does it look like when you are repeating the habits that you have around money? And when we can see the patterns and how it makes us feel, then we can go, okay, what is happening here? What is something that I've inherited? Is it something that I've picked up myself through my own experiences? Is it something that I've picked up from the people I hang around? Is it something I've picked up from my upbringing? Is it something that I've picked up unaware from my ancestors, which was what I had? And once you have that awareness, again, self awareness is the first step to change. Always my thing. Then you can start breaking the habits, breaking the ties to that habit. So, whenever you are not where you want to be with your money, with your finances, have a look at what you're doing or what has been happening. Sometimes it might not even be you intentionally doing something. It's just that it's the energy that you're holding on to, is the resistance of not letting go of the past that is causing these things to happen in and out of your life without you realizing. And that was what was happening to me. It wasn't any particular action that I was doing, but it just kind of all happens that way, right? There are, of course, things that I did, but then it wasn't, I don't really, can't really explain it. What's the word? Like, it's like you just unintentionally do something because you're holding on to that energy. So you're not even aware of it, even though I was aware of the pattern. And then once I was like, okay, this isn't quite right, what is actually happening? And something major happened, that's when I went, right, that's what's happened. And the process is continuous, there's always more layers to it. So now I've worked through the detachment from money, and now there's a new layer that comes up. And that's with everyone, right? Is very interesting, but is very crucial for your personal growth and evolution. If you want to create more abundance and more success and more prosperity in your life, it's something that I highly recommend you have a look, right? And also, money, remember, is not the be all end all. If you have a lot of money, but you aren't happy, what's the habit there? Don't just think that if you have a lot of money, you're just going to be happy, because there are billionaires out there that are billionaires and they're not happy, they're not fulfilled, they're not prosperous or abundant in that way. They just have the money, and that is, and the toys and the material things, but they're empty inside. So when I work with my clients, when I am talking here, I want you not to just have the material prosperity and abundance, but also the non-material, like how you feel, your relationships, your experiences, right? Your health, your love life, every single area of your life that make up your life. So if you have a lot of money and you're not happy, what is a habit that you need to break from there, right? Is it because you feel that you're a bad person to have money, so then you don't feel that you should deserve money? Or that you think, oh, I'm not going to get close to people because people only want to be around me because of my money, right? Or the insecurities. What is it? And then start breaking away those habits, start being self-aware, and start to monitor what it is that makes you happy. And then how can that link hand in hand with how you interact with money? Because once you have your happiness meter, when you're happy, you're feeling loved, you're feeling like, you're playful, you're joyful, you're having fun, you're at peace, then the money piece is a lot easier, right? It just kind of comes through in that way. Okay, when you've kind of broken all your habits and all the things that make you feel uncomfortable around money. Maybe it's not super uncomfortable, but there's something there that needs to just change a little bit. And so I ask you today, what are the money habits that you have right in this moment that is stopping you from getting to where you want to be in terms of your finances, right? Or if you do not have any problems with money, you have a lot of money, but you're not feeling fulfilled. What is a habit that you need to break in order to have the money, but also be fulfilled? So that's your takeaway for today. And that is the end of the show. Please share this episode with anyone that needs a reminder to break their money habits. If you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe to my show and remember to follow me over at Facebook and Instagram at Abundance with Kaki Lee to connect with me and let me know what you think of the episode. If you're interested in working with me, learning from me, being part of my multi-author book, The Awakened Feminine, DM me on Facebook or Instagram or email me at hello@kakilee.com.